Okay, it's recording.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. For those of you that are new here, welcome. This is the Black Kids White Coats YouTube channel. We aim to help inspire, motivate, and uplift upcoming healthcare professionals. For those of you that don't know who we are, we're going to take a second to introduce ourselves. My name is Adama, and I am an upcoming second-year resident starting next week, which is really scary but exciting but fun. And then
loading.
my content creator / the squad, introduce yourselves.
Hi guys, I'm Lillian. I am a rising fourth year medical student.
What's up, y'all? My name's Nelson. I'm starting residency this week. I'll be an intern, so pray for me.
Welcome, intern, July 1st.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to hell.
Don't get sick. Don't get sick in July. So they
No, do not get sick in July. I'm telling you. Woo!
Because I'll be like, Google, what do I do? Just
I'm telling you, man, the epitome of being an intern is looking up Tylenol, 650 milligrams, and second guessing whether you can give that to your patient who's in pain, which the answer is most likely yes.
Or like, can this patient eat? I don't know. Can they eat?
Oh man. Or they ask
what
you,
do we
can
feed them?
This patient needs a shower, and you're like, I don't know, can they take a shower?
They might die.
Water.
I don't know. They might slip
No. Can they take a shower? I don't know. That's happened to me a couple of times before.
You know, my plan is just to be like super friendly to the nurses and just get all the answers from them because they've been there for a long time. So
nurses, I'm telling you, nurses are your friends.
Right.
But yeah, as you all may not know, or for those of you that do know, June to July is a transition for a lot of healthcare, people in healthcare careers, whether that's starting residency July 1st or becoming a senior resident or completing your residency and then going into either being an attending or going into fellowship. So we thought, given everything going on for the past year with Koro and everything going on, that we would like to give our reflections on basically what has been going on in our lives for the past year.
Mm-hmm.
Lillian, take it away.
I mean, what have I done for the last year? So if you guys don't know, I'm doing a joint degree program, and I think we've talked about this in previous videos. So in the past year, I've been working on my MBA. I finished in May.
You completed it.
I completed my MBA.
She's a master.
Anyway, so I completed my master's.
Whole $5.
What? Completed my master's. Now we started an online elective kind of a thing. So I had online radiology in the last month. And today was my first day back in the hospital after a year. So, yeah.
I'm glad we're distancing right now. So I'm glad we're distancing right now because you don't know what you got.
Nah.
I'm just kidding.
Rude.
Whatever. You so rude. Adama, what's been going on in your life, girl?
You know, intern year has been such a whirlwind. There were times when I was just like, I do not belong here. The imposter syndrome was real. That story about whether a patient could take a shower or not is real. That patient was able to take a shower. I think the biggest reflection or thought that I've learned is that be easy on yourself, especially if you're an incoming intern. You've never been a resident before. A lot of these things you've never done before. You've read about it, but actually seeing it in physical form is very different than what you read. So that was hardest for me, was just learning how to apply what I learned in my 4 years of medical school, trusting that I knew exactly what I was doing, or at least trusting that I had the foundation, I had done the work, and that I'm okay, and I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to be a second year. So it worked.
Yeah, you made it. You
I
made
made
it.
it.
I'm
Whew.
just scared of exactly what you talked about. I'm scared of all that.
Oh yeah.
Like what have I been doing this past 4 years? Like all the information, do I still have it? Is this you know? And just scared of situations that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
From the tiniest thing, like you said, to from dosing of Tylenol to the patient, you know, to being able to listen to a heart sound and catch a murmur or something. Like,
Oh, geez.
A murmur. What's that?
Right, right. It helps me to know that it'll be a team effort. It's not just gonna be like, okay, intern alone. It's like there's an intern, and then there'll be a second year, maybe or a couple seniors, and then attending. Whatever it is, I'm just like, I want to pull my weight. One other thing I'm worried about is the notes, like just being able to like do it fast, and because that's what kind of bogs people down, like the medical notes. So yeah, but sorry to interrupt you, Adama.
No, it's okay. Your notes probably might be trash the first couple weeks.
I know.
I feel like don't they get worse?
I need some
like
dope templates. I need some dope templates.
But don't they get worse?
You think they will help you? At least for me, my notes needed some Holy Ghost help. Just not it. But then after a while, you kind of notice what's important in the note and then what's not important. But then also you get really tired of typing these 3-paragraph essays, and you're just like, you know what? Patient has a history of hyperlipidemia, chest pain, started today, not alleviated with such and such. This is my plan. So you don't need to add.
I think they say like med students and stuff, like we'd be putting like whole storybooks, so we have the time. We have the time to actually write it and put list like 10 histories. Patient has a history of diabetes, hypertension, cardiomyopathy.
All important.
Just list all of them.
They be giving it, you know, and you're like, oh, they live with their sister who they eat with 3 times a day, and they like to eat popsicles, and they love running around in the summertime, and you're just like, what is the point? So that's how you think, because as an intern, when you first start, you're like, you don't want to miss anything. Like, what if the popsicle is important? Or like, what if the fact that they love to travel is the reason why, you know, they have this rash?
One time you don't put it in, it's going to be very important. And the attending will be like, yo, why didn't you ask them this? Or don't you include it?
She didn't mention the popsicle. She wasn't allowed to have frozen food.
That's intern year. Intern year is like making, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but making mistakes and learning from them. Because at the end of the day, and I'm going to be honest, it took me a while to realize that, like, my decisions matter. Like, you're not just a medical student anymore that's like, oh, I think we're going to do this. And then you, like, check in with the resident, and then the resident gives you the plan. And you're like, oh, thank God, that was so different than what I had to say. But, like, this person, like, sometimes it is. This person's, like, life will depend, or at least their quality of life is dependent on what I say or the decisions I make. And that is a lot of pressure. And also remembering on those days that you're just like, I'm so over it, that this is somebody's mom or dad or sister or brother or uncle or loved one. And that same energy that you would want someone to give to your loved one is the same energy you need to present to these patients. But yeah.
Nice. What about you, Nelson?
In terms of me, updates, this past year has been so long. This has been the longest year of my life, to be honest. But we made it through. We're making it through. Let's see.
His number one.
Right. Going back to last summer, around this time I was prepping for my step 2 board exam. Maybe I'd taken it already. I can't remember exactly when, but I was prepping the summer, took the first one, and then did some more rotations, and then took my step 2 CS exam, which is the clinical cases with the standardized patients. And come to find out, some of you already know I did not pass that on my first try. Oh, that was like the biggest blow in the world. I found out right before Christmas. So it was like, Merry Christmas, you know.
Oh
Congrats.
no.
Yeah. So thankfully got through that. Got through all the interviews, got through the match. And here I am, getting ready to start my intern year in a few days. So it's been up and down. The second half has just been nothing but happiness, though. I mean, aside from coronavirus and everything else going on in society, it's I've been optimistic, and I'm ready to kind of kick off the year, hit the ground running, and then by the time I look up, hopefully the year's over.
Man. So, and step 3.
I know. Step 3, yeah, that's gonna come. I'm trying to take it maybe September, October. But we gonna see.
That's a good time.
Right, we're gonna see.
Good time.
That exam, man. These exams, I gotta save up for it. Those things are like about like 1,500, something like that.
Too much. Too much.
Way too
A lot
much.
of money.
And it's 2 days.
So, Lord. They reduced the price of CS and CK, didn't they? Or
CS,
not?
okay, so that's like the update like on the M4 end. So like they pushed the dates back for ERAS. So like in terms of when we need to submit the application, CS not required. They're very particular with the language they're using. I don't know from what I've heard, like people may still end up having to take it at some point in time, but it's not like necessary for the application cycle.
So you mean to say, wait, when will they have to take it? So after that match, you gonna call me back?
Like,
I did not see that email. I missed the email. I didn't see it.
Nope.
But
my address.
There's that. There's also, so like people, so that's, I empathize with people who step 1, step 2
Absolutely.
CK, or that like they've been canceling dates and stuff like that. So that's just like so stressful and frustrating. I think we're like now all kind of getting back into the hospital now. So like people may end up studying for their exams at some point during their 3rd or 4th year. And I don't know, it's just kind of like frustrating overall. But I mean, I guess from what I've heard from people, like we all have to like take it one step at a time. And like, I think it's
no pun intended.
One step at a time. I did not intend that at all, but okay. One step at a time.
Right, you're experiencing some of this frustration with residency applications, right? It's kind of hitting you too.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like really grateful for where I am right now, and because I took some time off, I actually am like not in a terrible position. But I know like with the exams, people are trying to schedule that, get that done. All these interviews are now virtual. So, I mean, that's going to save some money though.
Right, but for some people who need that in-person presence and charm, that's going to really, you know, and then
but honestly, that's not going to be a problem for you.
What if your internet, people are quarantining and you're out there, Gigi?
I'm just confused with what just happened, but okay.
Oh, I said
that was a compliment. That was a compliment to me.
I was complimenting you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gigi trying to instigate. But I'm saying that'll raise a disparity. People, especially if they're quarantining, internet speeds vary, like all this stuff vary, like your background, all this stuff, like from where you live, background noise, all this stuff. People have all these variables that they can't control. Now you're gonna have videos. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like it's all we can do, but it's gonna be interesting to see how it turns out.
Yeah, and I think like for me, what's keeping me hopeful, I mean, not really hopeful, I don't know, stable and peace of mind is just like everyone's going through the same thing. So like, okay, like I don't know, I've been on a lot of sessions where we talk about like the whole process, and they're like PDs don't really know what to do, and they're asking us to like help them figure out how they can best like promote their program. So it's like everybody, I mean, like everybody
Accept me. That's how you can best promote your program. Accept me.
hey,
I'm trying to match.
Right.
That's how you
Keep
can
it short.
advertise.
Right.
Match.
but yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. Everyone's going through it. And I think it'll be most beneficial to those who can kind of weave a story of how best they navigated this whole time and who can eloquently tell that story. Because everyone's going to be talking about some, during COVID, probably got to know family better. Something that's kind of generic, but you got to like figure out, okay, what did you actually do? Or how did you take advantage
of the time?
Selling yourself.
Right.
Right. Man.
Well, yeah, Chichi, you were talking about something about updates in terms of relationships and stuff. Can we go around and have
I didn't talk about that at any point in time. What? When did I like? When? When?
Maybe I was just hallucinating or something. It must have been.
Well, clearly, as you guys can see from my there's nothing happening anywhere, non-existent. So
if you all would like to see a video of us talking about navigating the dating pool as a healthcare professional, please let us know in the comments down below.
The navigation, we're gonna have the compass like that, like
where we going?
I mean, dating is hard in general.
It is.
And you add being a med student or a resident into the picture.
No time.
Complicates things because of time. You genuinely do not have time. Or
emotions and moods. You're tired.
Emotions sting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You just don't have the time. You're like,
exactly.
I ain't got time to deal with this right now.
Unfortunately, sometimes if your relationship's crumbling and it's really taking a toll on your mental health, it's like medicine doesn't stop for that.
Cut it off.
Right.
Cut it off. Cut it off.
You gotta walk into the office, do the wipe me down challenge. Just
wipe.
Start smiling to everybody.
Or you do have those people that you let them know what you're due or what you're aspiring to do, what you're in the process of doing, and then they start changing up. Especially as a woman. Yeah, either they see dollar signs, or in some case of a woman, if a man is not, I don't want to say up to that educational caliber, but if a man feels intimidated by the success that a woman is achieving, that could also make things tough.
Man, that's some
I know.
Right there.
But you don't need a man like that or a woman like that who's going to be intimidated by your success. Okay.
You need men who are going to uplift our black queens,
and women. Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to be the Barack to my Michelle, or the Michelle to my Barack, or my Barack to my Barack.
I just read Becoming. Did y'all read that or watch that?
So good. I read it.
Great.
So good.
Great. Add that to the list, Chichi. It's excellent.
But yeah,
oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, Michelle, she was very candid. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that stuff. We gotta, we gotta peep into their lives. It was dope. Gave me so much more respect for both of them.
But yeah, I think wherever you are in your journey towards being a professional, whether that's in medicine or elsewhere, you're trying to advance yourself in your career, know that there's going to be growing pains, but that you're not the first to go through it. And that if other people can go through it and be successful, like, why can't you? Just point blank period. Like, you have every right, or you have it within yourself to be powerful, to be successful. And so never doubt yourself, especially when things are going hard, like things are seeming really hard, whether you're an intern, you're transitioning to be a senior resident, or you're a fourth year trying to navigate, how am I going to go on these interviews and show myself when unfortunately some people won't have interviews and it's all on Zoom. So the growing
Right.
pains are real, but there's always growth.
Mm-hmm.
There's growth.
At a time. That's
Yeah.
my motto. That's my motto for 2020, yo. One step at a time.
Mhm.
One step at a time. That's all you can ask of
Facts.
yourself.
Are you better today than you were yesterday? One step at a time.
That's it.
Just look at yourself. Stop comparing
Right.
to people.
Yeah, and
Right.
be easy on yourself. It's not easy. Like, we're in a pandemic, first off.
Right.
Second off,
As Black folks, we're out here being just, there's a whole issue of being systemically just prejudiced against, killed, all of this stuff. That's tough too. I'm out here like in a very predominantly white area, or physically and in a hospital and all that stuff. And so I'm very aware of my facial expressions, how I could carry myself, which is added stress. So, that's another thing that adds to the ethos,
And exactly, learning. I think intern year also too, especially where you're located, Nelson, is learning how to best navigate, especially with this political climate and the systemic racism that is now being, pushed to the forefront, is learning how to strategically navigate predominantly white spaces in a way that facilitates your success, but doesn't compromise who you are as a person.
Exactly. That's tough.
It's very tough. And to put that on top of being an intern, just you at baseline, the learning curve is so steep. So to compact that with everything that's going on, it's doable, but it's very tough.
Yeah.
Very tough. So, and we can talk about that too in another video.
Yeah.
Right. Hopefully, we emerge on the other side that much stronger, better for it.
We're doing it one step at a time.
Right.
It's catchy. But yeah,
yeah,
one day.
Before this video gets too long, though.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
One day we will all meet up. I know y'all, Zoom has been working to our advantage because we are all in different parts of the country.
Making it happen.
I'm in California. They are in the Midwest area. And low-key, I thought I was good at geography, but I looked up where the Midwest is, and that's basically next to the East. So I'm like, how that the Midwest if it's like right next to the East?
That name doesn't make sense. That name does not make sense.
But that's none of my business, though.
But you're the West, though. So
exactly, but you're not the middle of the West.
Right. We're like 1/3 East.
Exactly. So that's why I don't make you say
west.
Middle.
Well, it's either the Mid-East or the Midwest, though. Like, it's not like in the middle.
That's what it should be called, the middle. It's not even in the middle. It's closer to the
middle.
East.
Yeah, it's like 1/3
from
left to right.
That's what I don't get. So,
all right, I'm not going to debate the geography of the United States of America here.
Sure. So look it up, y'all. If y'all were not sure, I promise I was blown away. So we were actually planning to meet up this last month actually, but Corona got in the way and I could not fly. So
I couldn't come to Chicago, man. Yeah.
I couldn't come to Chicago. I couldn't.
It'll happen.
It'll happen one day.
The next invention might be like a little time portal thing, With Corona, it might forego airplanes altogether. Just gonna
okay.
Like little holograms, so we can all meet up that way.
Okay. Alrighty. So, on that note,
we're gonna fly out.
Thank you all for coming to our TED Talk.
Hey.
No. Thank you for listening to our reflections. As you can see, we're all in different points in our careers. So please message us, email us, hit us up on Instagram, Black Kids White Coats. That's our Instagram handle, or blackkidswhitecoats@gmail.com. If you have specific questions for each of us on the path that we're on, whether that's asking Lillian about how she did her dual degree and how best to navigate that space, or the transition between being away, getting your second degree and then coming back as a fourth year, what does that look like? Or the transition from fourth year to residency, or becoming a junior and now being a senior resident. Please hit us up. Please also leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions for us in terms of videos, whether that's talking more about dating, because we know we love the gossip and the drama, but also talking about, you know, if you want to hear about how to navigate predominantly white spaces, because that is something that I feel like not a lot of people are taught. And so it can come as a bit of a shock, and a little bit of a transition. So please let us know. This is your channel. We want to help you succeed. So please let us know how we can best do that. So thank you all for your time. Again, questions, comments, concerns, hit us up.
Right.
But we're signing out.
Comment below. Leave us, you know, words of encouragement. We'll do the same. We're all in this together.
No hater.
Yep, till next
We're all
time.
in this together. It's okay. None of us have our nails done. So, you know, we all struggling out here in one way or the other. So, you know. And also, stay tuned for further videos. We got some good ones and some fun ones coming.
Bye, guys.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Peace out.
Okay.